Hi and welcome back. Today's lecture will focus on the shop window, in which the guiding principle of the design process is to create a composition capable of establishing a functional and emotional relationship with the observer, in line with the brand DNA. Through the composition of the shop window, it is possible to synthesize scenarios of great depth and narrative with just a few elements. The shop window, in its most objective description, is the vertical space between the inner retail space and the outer urban space. A filtering surface, transparent and continuous, capable of connecting the sense of merchandise with the sense of the curiosity, or vanity that is reflected inside. The shop window is a discursive identity, and as a textual unit, it triggers emotional reactions and relations in direct response to states of mind, values, patterns, fantasies, and desires related to interest and passions. The shop window is the context in which each displayed element finds a specific meaning in regard to its own characteristics, the relation it establishes with the other elements present in the window display, and with the general context. In a harmonious set of points, lines, surfaces, dimensions, and proportions, the shop window space hosts a merchandising aggregation according to the logic of brand's value. The objects are aggregated by function, lifestyle, color, product complementarity, intended of use, occasion of use, product line, and brand. Through an accurate organization of the shop window space, objects became part of a narrative able to give them an attractive look. However, to arrange a shop window not only means putting in relation to harmony or balance, but also designing the specific meaning intended to be evoked. This means that the act of composing aims at the selection and combination of aggregations able to give an image of sense, which exceeds the objective value of what is being observed. The composition of space implies making choices, hence selections. Choosing means showing a vision, to emphasize one thing rather than another one, and to consciously direct a planning operations. So, at the basis of the shop windows, there is both a strategic vision concerning the products that need to be displayed, and an aesthetic vision that is relation to the search of the best final composition. Indeed, a good composition should promote a certain aesthetic attraction to engage the observer, the distribution of products in the shop window, following the criteria of visual composition to guide the gaze towards the points of interest, and at the same time keep the attention alive. The coordination of the overall vision and visual link between shop window and another, in the case of multiple spaces. Understanding how the observer approaches and perceives the whole shop window in the starting point in the research of a good product composition. To create a certain aesthetic attraction, it is essential to establish the so-called visual link, a composition capable of arousing interest, such as to induce the observer to approach the source of attraction. From this perspective, the studies carried out by the Gestalt School of Psychology provide a series of indications aimed at underline how, during observation, it is easier to perceive firstly the whole, then the details, and lastly the relations established with the other wholes. Following precise composition criteria helps to design the whole setup. But the digital transformation also affects the functions of the shop window, which today is transformed not only into space to look at, but also into space to interact with. The fashion designer Kate Spade revolutionized the window displays with a shoppable storefront. Its 2013 strategy proved to be ahead of the curve. The new concept, Kate Spade Saturday Store, reduces the store to the mere vertical surface of the shop window, where a set of products is displayed. And this new concept, a large touch screen on the side, allows online purchases directly from the street. A few years later, in 2015, Paul Smith, Britain's famous fashion designer, engaged and attracted potential customers through holographic displays. A window display concept developed by Carl Bersnahan, titled The Window That Never Sleeps, that can be used even after the store is closed. The shop window display also became a space capable of providing a service. For instance, Heinz & Taub, one of the largest cosmetic stores in Japan, creates Look, an interactive shop window that uses digital signage to provide multilingual support to shoppers. In this concept, the shop window is made of moving videos of women with different makeup who smile and pose, luring people to touch their favorite look, to receive printouts of how-to tips and coupons in their native language. In 2019, Selfridges, a chain of high-end department store in the UK, launched the New Order Windows, a creative campaign exploring the future of fashion and retail through the medium of digital art. They teamed up with different digital artists, creating a virtually animated environment where garments made impossible fabric motions. In this project, they merged the physical and digital worlds via a screen featuring 3D animated worlds. For the first time in Selfridges window history, where over 130,000 people walk past the Oxford Street windows every day, digitally rendered products were directly shoppable from the window displays. Today, we find shop windows capable of creating strong bonds with the observer, real interactive communication vehicles in which the objective is more than just attracting. It is the desire to inspire action. In conclusion, during this lecture, you have seen how the construction of a shop window tends to a systematic organization of space, material and immaterial, with the aim to research and represent the best interaction between supply system and end user.